Make sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.
Continues to be in effect here as well. So 10 inches in a day, that's so much rain, even for an area that could use some rain, right? So when it comes down that fast and that furiously over a short period of time like that, it leads to flooding. And so the ground is saturated now. You know, we did it within one day across this area. So any additional rain we get is not needed, at least not at this time. We want a couple of days to dry out, and then we could take on a little bit more rain. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case as those more masses and complexes of storms develops. Here's a look at the rainfall totals. This is just an estimate by Doppler radar, but tends to be pretty good, pretty accurate overall. That fuchsia color here, that's 12 inches. We saw that near St. Joseph. We saw that near just west of Columbia, Missouri. So this is a ton of rain. We still had flood warnings and advisories that remain in effect. All those boxes indicate some type of a flood alert, and there's not even any rain going on here at this time, but it gives you the idea that even after the rain stops, flooding continues, and so that will be a concern through the next hours ahead. And then the next concern is, when are we going to get more rain, and how much more of that rain are we going to get? If we get a half of an inch of rain in the next hour or so, then we could lead to more flooding in that orange area. Now, flooding, of course, that's something that far too many people tend to underestimate, especially until it's too late. The simplest safety tip is this: if you encounter floodwaters, turn around, find another route. We're going to take a closer look now at why you need to avoid flooding and what you should do if you get caught in it.
And while it may not be a complete, 48-hour washout,
right,
it's going to be pretty wet.
It's going to be pretty wet, and even when it's not raining, it's going to be humid, it's going to be warm. The ground's probably getting pretty mushy, so to speak, and getting a little muddy out there in some of these spots. But we do have the risk that storms that develop tomorrow could reach severe limits and produce some damaging winds. That's our main form of severe weather, we think, once again. Most likely a little farther to the south tomorrow across parts of Texas and into western Oklahoma, eastern parts of New Mexico, but still a chance in some of the same cities: Kansas City, St. Louis, Chicago. Here we go, north of Indianapolis, on up into lower Michigan, including you into Detroit. So these complexes of thunderstorms that Chris was just showing you will hold through into early tomorrow morning. So we're going to start out of the gate with some active weather, likely across southwestern parts of Missouri. So at least maybe this will be a little farther to the south, and then some of these other spots that have been getting a lot as of late. As we head towards the afternoon tomorrow, we'll have the peak heating of the day, and the atmosphere becomes more unstable, and new storms will start to fire up. Some will be individual storms that could produce severe weather, including a low tornado risk. It's not zero tomorrow. It is a possibility, but the torcons are extremely low, around a 2 or so. But we could see some damaging winds as those hold together through tomorrow night and into your Saturday morning. So the flash flood risk area for your Saturday through Sunday morning early includes a large swath, potentially all of lower Michigan, all the way down through most of the state of Illinois, much of the state of Missouri, and then tracking through Oklahoma and into Texas. So all within this region, there's a chance that you could get some flash flooding. If you live in a flood-prone spot, if you've had flooding the last day or two, know that you could really be at risk for that. Now, Sunday, the severe weather risk area is much smaller. It's a little farther up towards the north and confined to much of lower Michigan, Saginaw over towards Lansing into Detroit, stretching through northern parts of Indiana, Gary, as well as South Bend into Fort Wayne, and Chicago towards Peoria and Champaign. So be alert.